Nothing says top masculine movie like taking on a tower full of armed criminals, barefoot, bloodied, in a tank top to save the woman you love. All because no one will step up and do what needs to be done. All while taking the time to make fun of the California men, the media, and bureaucrats. Die Hard should be a rite of passage for all boys to become men because the hero is simply a cavalier everyman, which is why Die Hard comes in at number 3. Now, the first reason why this is a great masculine movie is because the hero, John McClane, is not some superhero or secret agent spy. He's simply a dude out of place. He is the everyman. He's you and me. And he's the modern day cowboy. He's just every guy. Yes, he has issues. He hates small talk. He's afraid of flying. But when it comes to being a man and stepping up when no one else will, he is the hero we all need. Let's just set the scene of the movie. A psychopath takes hostage of an entire building, a whole group of people stuck on one floor, with the woman you love and a bunch of California soy boys that aren't going to do anything at all. The security, the police, no one is picking up on the hints, and John does everything he can to try to help the situation, and it's still not going to work, so our boy John jumps into action. Yippee-ki-yay. He's like, well, if no one else is going to do this, it's about to get messy. It really reminds me of one of my favorite examples that my father gave me about how to be a man growing up. One day I saw him taking out the trash, digging out the gutters, all these kind of things, and I asked him, Dad, why are you doing this? He said simply because if I don't, who will? His wife, his children? I mean, we all had our own tasks, but he was taking on the worst of it because he didn't want us to have to do it. And since he was a masculine man of the house, he took on the dirty jobs for himself. And in this movie, John McClane's like, you know what? I'm taking over the situation. I don't want anyone else to handle this. I'm going to be the man I'm supposed to be in this situation. What's really funny, too, is this movie played like a classic video game where you start off in this basic level where it's just like you barefoot, then you get a handgun, then you get a machine gun, then you get a lighter and some C4, and before you know it, everything's just hitting the fan. This movie just builds and builds and builds the entire time. It's super fun to watch. And what's so great is, too, this movie just gets more bloody, more intense, more ripped shirts before you finally just like limping around with a machine gun by the end of it. It's absolutely awesome. And what's also great about John McClane is, yes, he's a cavalier cowboy, which is the complete opposite of the hero of The Last Jedi on the themes they were speaking out against. Literally, in The Last Jedi, the lead guy, Poe Dameron, is chastised for being cavalier, for trying to take things on himself. And in this movie, it's so great because Bruce Willis is like, you know what? These guys aren't going to handle this. I'm going to put it on my back and take you with me. And what's also great about this movie is the antagonist of the movie, what John is fighting against. It's really a whole situation. It's not just Hans Gruber, who is fantastic in this movie. He's fighting against this situation. He's a dude out of place. He's literally a rugged New York City cop who's thrown into a posh group of soy boy men and glamorous women stuck in a tower. So not only does he have to deal with these criminals, but he also has to deal with the floor of just worthless dudes that are stuck on the building. And he does have to deal with the villains whose motivation is literally, well, we have the same education, the same suits, but you have more than me, so I'm going to steal from you. As well as having to deal with these FBI bureaucrats that are like, you know what, stand down. You have to do things the way we say, and you know what, you can't protect yourself in this situation. You need to stand down. And John McClane's like, no, bro, this is America. We have the Second Amendment. I have the right to protect myself and those around me, so step up. I got this. Yippee-ki-yay. It's just all so awesome. If you haven't seen Die Hard, definitely check it out. It's still great even 30 years later. I'm Ben Davies. This is Pure Hollywood. If you haven't done it already, you can now download the Rebel Media app. That way you have access to the entire Rebel lineup and can take it with you wherever you go.